The issue of transgender athletes participating in Minnesota high school sports took center stage in a federal courtroom today. A group called Female Athletes United is suing the state, the high school league, and 3 school districts, claiming that allowing trans athletes to play girls softball violates equal treatment of girls under Title IX. Carol Evans Luergoose was in the St. Paul Federal Courthouse and has the latest on the case.
The plaintiffs in this lawsuit are asking for a preliminary injunction, which in essence would ban transgender athletes from participating in the high school softball season this coming spring.
Champlin Park won the Class 4A girls softball state championship in June behind the elite pitching of a transgender athlete. But if a judge rules in favor of a group called Female Athletes United, that player would not be eligible next season.
The lawsuit here is a challenge to the Minnesota State High School League's bylaws that allow male athletes who identify as female to compete in women's sports in Minnesota.
Attorney Hal Frampton from the Alliance Defending Freedom argues that Minnesota is violating Title IX, which requires equal opportunity for females by creating an unequal playing field. Gender identity versus biological sex plays several roles in the case. Attorneys for the state expressed offense in court that the plaintiffs kept referring to transgender girls as male athletes. They say the high school league is simply following the state's human rights law that bars discrimination based on gender identification. The plaintiffs include high school girls from Maple Grove and Farmington who played with the Champlin Park student on a club team. The lawsuit says they are discouraged because they feel like they do not have an equal chance at victory at the state tournament before they even set foot on the field. Judge Eric Tostrud noted in court the plaintiffs needed to prove they suffered real personal harms.
We've provided the court with specific details of instances in which they've had to compete against male athletes and instances where they've lost opportunities or lost games or anything like that, and we think that is sufficient.
Meantime, the defendants argue that if Judge Tostrud grants the injunction, the harm would be on the Champlin Park pitcher.
The judge did not rule on the spot. He'll issue a written ruling later. If he denies the preliminary injunction, the lawsuit will still continue, but at a slower pace and likely not affecting the spring softball season. Back to you.
After the lawsuit was filed, the judge issued an order preventing the attorneys from making specific public comments about the schools and athletes involved in this case.